What is up, YouTube? This is Kick-Ass Nintendo, and I wanted to come to you with kind of like a little reminder of some of these videos that I do. Now, I have some NES games and some Super NES games, and I'm leaning towards, dare I say it, the Super Nintendo, and I never really liked it. It was the controllers I find in Street Fighter, trying to shoot a controller or fireball or Hadouken or spin shit. Anyway, it's really difficult, so I have a special controller that I use, and I have no idea where the fuck I put it. Anyway, it's not a Nintendo controller. It's a third party. I believe it's a third party. It's a Super Pad controller. It has the 4 buttons that are colored, and I find that's a lot easier to use. I don't know why I'm rambling on about just a controller, but I wanted to try to give you an aspect of how many games I had before, I don't know, the first video I posted. I think it was July 28th or something, and about then I started actually collecting the games. So I haven't been collecting for very long, and I'm very unknown through YouTube and through all this crap with all these other really popular people, and not just with games, with all these other things, right? So people that like games, they won't just look up games, they'll look up other stuff as well, like, I don't know, other things. Name one. Just think of one and say it out loud. So anyway, I probably had maybe like 12 and maybe like 5 NES games, 12 Super Nintendo games. I still had a shitload of Nintendo 64 games, and I had a shitload of DS games, and I never had a Virtual Boy, and I didn't really have a lot of Game Boy games. So over the time, I probably picked up, I'll just kind of show you, my room's a freaking mess, but I picked up a stack there, and those are all in their boxes, and then I have more under there, and those are Atari, then behind in there, there's Mario Paint, and then there's another Super Nintendo game, some N64 box games, and Virtual Boy right there, and stuff like that. So again, I explained this in my other video, I believe I explained this in my other video, but it's just kind of like an aspect of how many games I've collected it. My light source, and all my games there, and then I have all my games there. And again, you've seen that, and it hasn't really changed. Of course, my room's a god-awful mess. Hasn't really changed, and some of these new things that I just recently found are game manuals for probably the console I don't like the most. And I like the Super Nintendo. I do like it, but I don't like it as much as like the NES and like the 3DS. Like, I like 3DS a lot better than Super. Well, I think they're tied, because 3DS does have some flaws, and I guess it's not like the old school like I'm used to. So anyway, I picked up some of these new things, and I actually owned these for a long time, and it goes with a very popular game called Donkey Kong 64. Now, everyone really knows about the Donkey Kong Country series, and again, they made Donkey Kong for, like, if you're not really into the retro games, they made Donkey Kong for the Wii, so you'll probably know it. This is not a Donkey Kong Country title as far as I know. Maybe it is. No name, I don't know. So it's a Donkey Kong game, and I found the official guide for the game. Now, I never really went through the game as Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was a very fun game. It's just that it was too dark. I can't see the levels. I don't know. I could turn up the brightness on my TV. I don't know. Maybe it's just my TV's fucked up, but anyway, I found it, and it's pretty neat. And I went through the whole book. I've learned a lot just of the game that I never even thought about. Like, I knew, and I looked through the maps, because there's maps. I opened it to a page of a map. Bada bing map. There's a map of I think all the levels. And another one that I found, and this is one of my favorite games. Actually, both of them that I'm going to show you are the best games for the 64. Except for Ocarina of Time, Donkey Kong. These are like the best games. is Star Fox 64 Unauthorized Secrets. Now this book's in really good shape, and it gives you all the insider tips of the game, the whole entire game. This book, I believe, was my brother's or something, and I found this in this shed. So all these is like a mystery, right? So I know we have a lot of this crap, and I know I have boxes for all these things. I just can't find jack shit. Anyway, so that's a really good thing. Again, I looked through all this, and I even tried out some of them on the console, and it's freaking hard. Some of these are like hard to pull off. Like some of them are just basic, like do a barrel roll. Like I already know how to do that. It shows you in the freaking game. So some of them are screwed up, and they're hard to do. And then another one is actually the second game, I believe, is Banjo-Tooie. Now, I have this game, and I don't know where it is. And I'm really pissed off about that. I can't find it anywhere. I believe I actually lost it. And it really sucks. This was a very good game. And I have a lot of glitches, so it was always fun to explore every creek and cranny of the game. And I thought it was just an exciting game. I never had Banjo-Kazooie. I never owned the game, and I never really... I've seen it, like... I think I might have owned it. Anyway, but I never really played it, as the N64 wasn't really my favorite console when I was a little kid, maybe. But it was always GameCube when I was a kid. I loved the GameCube. It's probably because my sister had it and I had it, and Smash Brothers Melee was on it. I was kick ass at that game. So, well, I guess I was kick ass because my brother could kick my ass anytime in the game at the time. Anyway, it's kind of getting like a lot. There's a lot of different, like I have lots of people just lined up. I have a shitload of money waiting, just waiting for people, email me and be like, oh yeah, I have this, no problem. This guy emailed me with two Atari consoles and all this crap, and an NES and a Super NES and like these really good games, and I calculated it all, and he wanted like 160 for it, and I had 180 or 210 bucks, right? So I was like, yeah, no problem, man, I'm coming over right now. So I waited a little bit. I ended up delaying my ride and to a day, and he says before he said I had someone else interested. I said, oh yeah, he was only interested in the Sega stuff because he also had Sega. So he was gonna give me a Virtual Boy, a ColecoVision, 2 Ataris, a whole crap load of games with some manuals, a Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, with a whole crap load of games, controllers, accessories. He was gonna give me the shitload. I would have doubled, tripled my collection for 160 bucks, and I calculated it out, and it was worth over $1,000. So if I decided to buy and sell that, even if I decided to pick up some of the rarity games and just sell them for 160 bucks, get my money back, do it over again, and just keep all of the collection for myself, he freaking ended up selling it to someone else. He's like, I left him a message, and I tried to call him. When I was like ready to leave, I had my ride. I was so happy, yeah, I'm gonna get all my shit, right? For 160 bucks is a great deal. And he lives way out in wherever, right? So I phone him up. I said, I'm leaving now. I leave a message on his phone. He calls me back, and he's like, some other guy had just came by, and he gave me an offer that I couldn't refuse for the whole lot. And I was willing to go up to like maybe 300 bucks on this. And some other guy snatched it up for 260 bucks. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, that's so stupid. He's like, I know you were on your way, and I know you're probably gone by now, and all this. But he left a message on my phone, and I got it, and I called him right away, and he answered. I was like, yeah, so I'm going to come, I'm going to leave, right? And trying to make it like I didn't know what was happening. And he ended up selling it to someone else. I was like, whatever. I got so pissed. I was freaking out. Ugh. Anyway, I guess not all deals can go great, but again, and then I had another guy waiting with a whole shitload of Atari games. And I ended up not buying them because I don't have an Atari to play them on. Although I do have some Laser Volley and Donkey Kong. I do have some games for the Atari that the guy with the freaking box was supposed to bring me the Atari, so I bought the games as well, and he's not bringing it back apparently. Well, I haven't contacted him. Anyway, this is kind of like my life story here. And pretty much, this is what's going on right now. I'm recently just finished a program, So a 7-week program. So on top of all these videos that I'm making and all these games I've been collecting, I've been kind of juggling a job, sort of. So it's like a program, it's a work placement. So it was really fun. And I finally I'm done it. Tomorrow's my last day, and we're going downtown. We're going shopping. So it's all pimp. So anyway, one last thing before I go. I got like a minute, 15 seconds left. Stupid memory card. Anyway, last thing. I might have mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but AVGN, Angry Video Game Nerd, or Angry Nintendo Nerd, he is doing casting for his new video movie, and I am going to be in it. No, I'm lying. I won't be in it, probably. 95% I won't. Anyway, I'll talk to you later.